Herzlich willkommen YouTube zum Livestream. Heute von Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Developer Livestream. Wir schauen uns das an. Ich habe richtig Bock, ich freue mich so auf dieses Game. Mount your horses, let's go. Oh, ich bin so gespannt, Chat, ne? Ich bin so gespannt. Ich freue mich so auf dieses Game, ne?
Hello, long time no see. It's nice to be back. It's nice to have you around. I hope everyone can see and hear us. The music is still a tiny little bit quiet in the background. Let us know if it's good as is. Oh boy, this has been a fucking long time. Oh god, I said the F word right in the first minute. Can't get
I say the F word in the first minute.
Happy that you're with us today. Victor and I will show
Nee, Debbie, das machst du.
a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance. Actually, we will show you what we've shown press before. So maybe some parts you have seen already in some articles or something, or in some previews. However, now we will play it together. And of course, feel free to ask your questions, everything you are interested in. Feel free to shoot it right at us. As you know, none of us is a pro streamer here, so we are trying really hard to see your questions and to react to stuff.
Ist aber süß. Wir sind keine Pro-Streamer, sagt er.
Pretty difficult, but still, we will try really hard. So prepare your questions if you have any, and let's go through the game together.
Ich habe das ja letztens gepostet, Chat, ne? Also mittlerweile hat sich der erste Teil Kingdom Come Deliverance 8 Millionen Mal verkauft. Und man muss dazu sagen, das war eine Crowdfunding-Aktion, ne? Das war ein ganz kleines tschechisches Studio. Die hatten nichts, die haben alles aus Spenden finanziert und so. Und einfach 8 Millionen nach 6 Jahren. 8 Millionen.
Warhorse Studios, and Victor, maybe tell us a few words. Who are you? How long are you in the team? And what's your what does an art what's your job? What does an art director do?
I'm here since the beginning of KCD2, so I started as a director directly on this project.
Er ist ein bisschen leise.
And yeah, I'm responsible for everything art related in the game, excluding music, which is done by Genius himself, so he doesn't need any director. Otherwise, everything you see in the game.
Übrigens haben die gerade 1500 Zuschauer auf ihrem Stream.
Goes through my direction and my supervision.
And I think music is art of visuals is actually a good point, because arts and visuals,
Der andere könnte mal näher ans Mikrofon ran.
Get those right. But today we will do a tiny little tour together through the wonderful city of Kuttenberg. Now I'm back again from below the table. I was just taking a controller. So
Ja, Xbox-Controller, guter Mann. Die wissen, was gut ist.
Even the lockpicking.
Oh, zeigen Sie uns jetzt was? Zeigen Sie uns Kuttenberg? Das wäre ja mega geil.
City of Kutna Horror. We will try, I guess, let's try in maybe 1.5 hour stream or so. Let's see how far we go.
Er hat übrigens einen freshen Bart-Chat, ne? Muss man schon sagen. Meint ihr, mir steht das auch so? So ein Schnauzer so? So ein bisschen so. Meint ihr, mir steht sowas? Soll ich mir sowas auch mal wachsen lassen?
Stream today of our little demo today. Of course, there's already people asking about the collector's edition. That's a very good point, by the way. First of all, the two of us created the collector's edition. So if you like it.
Okay, die zwei haben die Collector's Edition. Okay,
I'm very proud of the collector's edition.
geil.
The downside is that it was so successful that it's sold out everywhere on the planet except the United States. So maybe somewhere else, but I think especially in the United States.
Könnte er ein Deutscher sein? Ich weiß nicht, sein Englisch hört sich so ein bisschen an, als ob er Deutscher wäre.
Go there. It's I think on GameSpot. It's on for the consoles and on Final Boss Bundle.
Angel, grüß dich.
That's where the PC version is. But go on the KCD homepage, kingdomcomerpg.com. That's where you find all the greatest and latest and greatest. However, downside is, unfortunately, collector's editions are gone. That is very sad, and trust me, it hurts my heart, same as it does yours. But the collector's edition was gone
das sieht
so
schon
quickly.
gut aus.
We probably underestimated it, but doesn't matter at the end of the day. I mean, some lucky guys.
Boah, also wenn man den ersten Teil gespielt hat, ne, und weiß schon, wie gut das aussieht, ne?
PS, I do not support scrappers, how they are called, the ones that are reselling the stuff. Don't go to them, just don't make them happy, but yeah. Who knows? Let's say, if you know Warhorse Studios, we have a lot of merchandise generally planned, so there will be, for instance, an art book, a very big art book coming. At some point we will have vinyl and so on, but these things are all coming later down the road, so there will be plenty of opportunities for you to actually.
Ich finde halt dieses Leben in der Stadt einfach geil, ne? Du hörst den Schmied, wie er gerade auf seinem Amboss am Rumhauen ist und so, ne? Und überall laufen Leute rum und kaufen Dinge und der Markt ist belebt. Das haben die damals schon im ersten Teil so gut hinbekommen.
You can see from the map that those outskirts and houses around the city walls are that's where the cheaper houses are and poor people live, and the center we are in, it's where all the wealthy merchants and nobility of the city have their big stone houses.
So I have to tell you, like, I might be very biased, of course, since I work at Warhorse, but this map, holy moly, look at all those details here. And I like the fact that even those maps are actually telling a little story. So if you look at them just long enough, you will find Easter eggs, you will find hints, you will see plot parts, you see someone is obviously stealing something here, there's some... This could be
Also Chat, ich kann euch jetzt schon mal verraten, wenn das Spiel im Februar rauskommt, ich glaube, es kommt ja am 11. Februar raus, werde ich ein kleines Fanpaket zusammenstellen aus den Sachen, die ich von der Gamescom habe. Unter anderem ein T-Shirt und noch so ein paar Sachen, die ich da bekommen habe. Und das verlosen wir dann. Das verlosen wir an irgendwen und schicken das dann raus. Also so Kingdom Come T-Shirt und sowas. Ich glaube, noch so einen Anhänger habe ich und gucken wir mal. Packe ich zusammen und dann schicken wir das raus. Das machen wir zum Release, wenn das Spiel rauskommt.
Maps like this, I guess you take like real references or?
Yes, like these are really.
Auch wieder so schön designt und so, ne?
To do at the end of almost end of the project. When we need to create this map, you need to have the city already built.
So geil, wie sie das gemacht haben, wie das auch früher war, ne? Diese ganzen Malereien und so, ne? In den Glasscheiben und so, ne? Und dann da diese Karte einbetten. Das ist schon stark.
Also illustrating mentality of those medieval people, how they are. So they were having this kind of humor as well, and it's readily all over the books and manuscripts, and you can really.
Er könnte wirklich ein bisschen näher ans Mikrofon ran. Das haben sie schlecht ausgerichtet, muss ich leider sagen.
Trying to tune with the mentality of those people. Think about how they could pursue the world, how they.
Aber es sieht richtig gut aus, ne?
And then we are kind of approaching whatever we do with same like worldview.
Guck mal, wie belebt das ist, wie viele Leute da rumrennen und ihren Sachen nachgehen.
Now let's talk to this wonderful fellow here. Menhard.
Oh, guck mal, er nimmt direkt Schwert raus hier. So, komm mal ran, was ist los?
Menhard is trying to build up a fighting school here. However, he gets into trouble. And we will today play this tiny little side quest.
Okay, sie machen mit uns eine kleine Sidequest. Geil.
Sidequest, so let's take a look.
Who are you?
Ich bin Menhard, ein Meister des Langschwerts aus Frankfurt. You will not find ein besser Meister.
You will not find ein besser Meister. Geil.
Who are you?
Henry. I'm pleased to meet you.
Heinrich. Sehr schön.
Mm-hmm. So he talks this funny, in Germany we say Denglish, which is like German English. He's German, he came to town and he...
Also ja,
For those who know,
habe ich noch nicht rausgenommen.
or especially like places like this one were actually
Mach ich später, danke.
with people from all over the Holy Roman Empire, Italians, French, Germans, Luxembourg, and so on and so on. So they were all roaming the places, and especially here in Kuttenberg, because as Victor was already mentioning,
challenge people to duels on the street?
Kuttenberg had it's called
No, normalerweise nicht.
Court. The Italian court is something like, think of it like the central bank of Bohemia. So that's the place where not only the money, the groschen, was minted, but also where the money was stashed. So naturally, a place like that attracts a lot of wealthy people, but also people who want to benefit from a place like that or wealth like that.
Therefore, I issue challenges to duels. I'm looking for brave men to take them on as Studenten. The rest I want to prove cowards.
So, he's, as I said, he wants to open a sword fighting school, and we will accept the challenge from him and
no man is better. Certainly not
go into a little sword fighting. This will also show you the combat system.
No man is besser.
Which is something that we reworked quite a lot, but not too much, if I can say it like that. So
Der kann genauso gut Englisch wie ich.
the combat system of KCD is still the combat system of KCD. It stays the same.
Oh, ich finde das Dialogsystem sehr gut gemacht diesmal.
But,
Letztes Mal war es zwar auch nicht schlecht, aber diesmal finde ich es besser. So an der Seite und dann mit diesen Flaggen so ist ein bisschen übersichtlicher und besser zu erkennen.
playable. What I mean by that is, for instance, the weapons should now play and feel differently. The sword is still the intricate, deep weapon that
Das ist der Bestkampf.
requires a lot of skill from you. Can do the combos and everything, the tricks. But if you want a more straightforward, easier,
Auch die Kleidung wieder geil.
then you just go with the mace or an axe, which has a easier.
Debbie ist bestimmt gerade in Love, wenn sie da den Heinrich sieht.
Successful, of course. Still, there's the stone, paper, scissors system. So the right weapon works against the right type of armor. But the movements have changed quite a little bit. And this, when you do the perfect block, for instance, you don't do the animation, the
Master strikes.
no, the how do you call it when the time goes slower? Slow motion. The slow motion is not happening anymore.
Ah, okay.
We should not talk
Es gibt
over
keine
it.
Slow Motion mehr bei einem Konter, also bei einem Block oder perfekten Block.
Sweat for nothing, right? A nice wager will bring some tension into it.
Good, good. I like your attitude. We have spoken enough. Let us do it.
Okay, jetzt machen die beiden Duell. Aha.
But, as I said, still the same basics with the different direction. You can see that instead of the bottom, left and right, we have one direction at the bottom, but this one is actually stabbing. So stabbing is not a button anymore, but it's when you aim downwards. But let's do this little thing.
Ach, die kämpfen ja auf offener Straße? Okay.
And we have this chatting thing. We can directly talk to them. Ready?
I'm ready.
Ah, okay, das ist ja cool. Also wir können dann auch darauf reagieren. Das ist ja geil. Okay.
Show me your skill, bro.
Boah, das hört geil. Das hört sich ja viel besser an als vorher. Ja, das ist ja cool.
Zack.
Ja, ist auf jeden Fall Deutscher. Der da gerade, also der Entwickler, der das gerade zeigt, ist auf jeden Fall Deutscher.
My moment. So the thing is, it's still
Das hörst du sofort, weil er gerade sagte, und zack.
stamina-driven combat. So as long as you have stamina, that long you can attack and block, of course. If you change the directions as I do now, oh, he dodged, very good. If you do that, then he will have a way harder time to block, of course. So
Oh, ich
directions
freue mich jetzt schon wieder, dieses Kampfsystem zu ergründen und es zu meistern, weil das ist wirklich eins der schwersten Sachen gewesen in diesem Spiel. Dieses Kampfsystem, das ist so vielfältig und so krass, ne? Hallo Dragon, grüß dich.
That's the privilege of our brotherhood.
Halt die Klappe.
Halt die Klappe!
I am Meister of Longsword. You
Halt
well
die
know
Klappe.
this right we have from the charter of your King Wenzel himself.
Meister Menhart, let me remind you that your petition was discussed by the town council and your claim was rejected.
That decision was not just, and it went against the will of your king.
There's no use arguing, Deutscher. The council represents the king. And the
Deutscher.
council has the
Deutscher,
king
sagte
in
sie.
his name. Nicholas of Prague here is also
War schon im
a
ersten Teil.
longsword,
Der Deutsche!
and we don't need another. Any more than we need your foreign poses.
All right then. So while we face your Nikolaus or any other man, we shall see then who's der wahre Meister and who is just full of hot air.
Well, I'm ready when you are.
Who is full of hot air?
I forbid any dueling here.
Master Nicholas.
Heiße Luft, Hot Air. Geil.
Baiting. No doubt where they come from, they would rather hack each other in the streets than respect law and order. But here, we have more sense and dignity. If anyone is to clash swords here, it will only be when our brotherhood convenes a tournament, not when some Hundsfott feels like it.
Hundsfott, auch schön.
Metzgerschwein.
Enough of this, all of you. The council has decided this matter, and I won't waste any more time with your squabbling.
Eigentlich ist das immer schlecht, wenn ich mir sowas ansehe, Chat. Weil dadurch kriege ich noch viel mehr Bock, das zu zocken, ne? So viel mehr Bock. Es juckt mich jetzt schon in den Finger.
Scheiße. Das ist ungerecht.
Das ist ungerecht.
And you will be banished from the town, so that nothing like this happens again.
Okay, so as you can see, things are going downwards, and we have a persuasion system that is way deeper than it was before. You can now see
oh ja, viel mehr als
charisma and might, and the counterparts, right? Domination, dread, and so on. So they are kind of working a little bit like yin and yang, positive, negative, kind of. Might, here, mighty knights lead a good life, and so on. Dread shows that the weapon at your hip isn't just for decoration, and so on. So you can either try to...
Krass, das System ist ja viel mehr erweitert worden als damals. Damals gab es nur 3 Sachen.
And or to get to what you're trying to achieve. And it again
Krass, okay, das ist stark. Deine Attribute, die dein Dialog mit anderen beeinflussen können. Je nachdem, was du für Attribute hast, wie viele Punkte du hast, ob du die Attribute des anderen erkennen kannst und so weiter. Was du natürlich alles auch nur levelst, indem du es benutzt. Also je mehr du mit anderen redest und auch solche Gespräche sozusagen positiv abschließt, desto mehr Skill bekommst du in Sprache oder in Kommunikation und kannst dadurch dann neue Sachen erlernen. Ne? Also es ist schon ein sehr, sehr cooles System.
That's why they have his charter, isn't it? You don't want to treat someone of that stature like a common criminal, a troublemaker. Show them the courtesy they deserve.
Fuck courtesy. To the pillory with them.
Trampling their honor and dignity underfoot is the same as trampling on the honor and dignity of our king.
Easy, Master Butcher. Kindly leave this matter to me. So, Master...
Henry.
Henry here is...
Heinrich.
You have a charter from King Wenceslaus.
Ah, Success, ja.
In truth, I cannot simply ignore. You will not be banished from the town. But I warn you, should this be repeated again, it will not be overlooked.
2000 Zuschauer haben die, das ist für so ein kleines Studio echt geil.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Nevertheless, you have actually been conducting the...
Und ich habe es auf der Gamescom gezockt, Leute. Ich durfte es auf der Gamescom anzocken. Das war geil. Das war sehr geil. Schade, dass man es nicht also aufnehmen durfte oder so. Aber es war sehr, sehr geil. Haben wir auch eine kleine Sidequest gespielt. Voll cool. Vor allem konnte man die Armbrust usen. Es gibt ja jetzt eine Armbrust im Spiel.
I think he didn't break any law.
Counselor, that would be all well and good if things were as you say. That's not actually how it is. Because Meister Menhard here was not conducting any sword fighting art.
Horseshit! What else would you be meeting up here with swords for, eh?
If he had actually been conducting the art of sword fighting, but Master Menhard here was only defending his honor in a duel because I wronged him.
Yeah, that is true.
Every man has the right to defend his honor. But tell me, how exactly did you offend Master Menhard so inexcusably that it came to swords?
Okay, now guys, quickly. We insulted his art, seduced his daughter, killed his dog, slandered him, cheated him, or cheated him at dice.
Zeitfrage.
1, 2, 3,
Nur
4, 5,
bestimmte Zeit, um zu antworten.
Quickly.
Was gab's früher auch schon.
Dice, 1.
It's a daughter.
Daughter.
I seduced his lovely daughter. I'm not going to tell you everything I did to her, though.
Du Tier, ich werde deinen Schwanz abhacken.
Well, he doesn't like that much.
Henry's tongue isn't the only organ he likes to exercise.
Yeah, that's what Ulrika said too, in between moaning.
Halt die Klappe! I will cut off your Schwanz and shove it down your throat!
I understand, Menhard. You're in the right.
Dieser Mix aus Deutsch, dieses Denglisch, was er benutzt, ist ja geil.
Take him off somewhere into the
You
woods.
guys are monsters. Now, Manhart is angry and Henry is a seducer.
Komm, Heinrich. We are lodging in the Schenkel Kaiser Karl, not far
In the
from Merchantstraße. We will discuss our business there.
Okay, ich muss schon sagen, das ist schon mega lustig mit diesem Denglisch bei diesem einen Charakter gerade. Das ist schon mega lustig.
As I said, I'm not so fast in reading, so sorry for that. Let me go through a few things.
Was halt auch richtig geil ist bei dem Spiel, ihr müsst halt euch regelmäßig auch waschen und sowas, weil wenn ihr dreckig seid und vor allen Dingen wenn ihr stinkt, dann reagieren die Leute anders auf euch. Ne? Das ist auch so ein Ding. Ey, Leon, Dankeschön.
Bugfixing and optimization going on.
Leon, Dankeschön für 6 Monate. Herzlich willkommen. Hallo, Patty.
The thing that Henry is blonde, that's a bug, obviously. He is not supposed to have that. Just happens when you have this particular hat on his head. So don't worry, Henry is still the same Henry, but the hairstyles, of course, is let's say modernized. Not modernized by modern standards, but modernized like he looks a little bit different, better than he did in KCD1, which is due to the technology being better that we're using. So it's not like he aged or something. It's just the tech we are using is so much more advanced than before. Well, it's still the same CryEngine, but the way how we use it and the way how we utilize it and the way how we use every inch and pinch just makes him and everything else look so much better. So
And like the whole
Die Grafik ist super.
redone basically.
Grafik ist wirklich stark.
So we wanted to keep still the layering, still the nice combinations, and it needs to work for Henry as well as on PC, so you can use the cloth of the people in Europe or whatever. But the system behind it is going to be the same as all the technology behind the faces and hair and so on.
So don't worry, the combat will not be easier per se. When I say
I'm in no
make it
mood for
easier,
nonsense.
oh,
So no messing about. Got it?
who are you? Where are you? Him? Okay.
Don't worry. I'm a saint.
So that's the chat system I was mentioning earlier. So people are randomly talking to you, but they're not locking you into a speech or in a dialogue, which is pretty cool, I think. But what I mentioned earlier, I forgot what I want. Easier. So the game is not, the combat is not easier at all. It's still the absolute
Ja, jetzt
same
könnt ihr,
system. It was
das ist jetzt nur Gesicht waschen, ne? Also, das ist so Katzenwäsche-mäßig, ne? Also, das ist halt keine komplette Wäsche. Dafür müsst ihr zum Beispiel ins Waschhaus gehen oder so, ne? Ins Badehaus, um euch richtig zu waschen, auch eure Klamotten zu waschen, weil die werden mit der Zeit natürlich auch dreckig und so, ne? Deswegen, da muss man auch immer drauf achten, ne? Es kann auch Blut zum Beispiel nach Kämpfen an euren Klamotten haften, ne? Das müsst ihr auch waschen, weil sonst die Leute so Angst vor euch haben, weil ihr halt so blutig und brutal und so ausseht, ne? Ja, es ist so viel, es ist so gut einfach nur.
Yes. Okay, so Kutna Hora, it's a real medieval city. As a matter of fact, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we rebuilt it into the year 1403. You can visit it today, the town.
Genau, die ganzen Städte sind rebuildet, also ne, sie haben das wirklich nach historischen Vorlagen haben sie versucht, die Städte zu bilden. Das ist Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Wir gucken uns gerade den Developer-Stream an, den sie heute machen. Und das ist Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Kommt 11. Februar, glaube ich, ist es. Oder 14.? Eins von beiden. 11. oder 14. Eins davon war Assassin's Creed. Bin mir gerade nicht sicher. Entweder war Assassin's Creed 11. Februar oder es war Kingdom Come 11. und dafür das andere 14. Wie gesagt, der erste Teil absolut underrated. Wer das noch nie gespielt hat, wer auf geile, realistische Rollenspiele steht, Leute, zieht euch Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 rein. Es kostet nur noch ein Apfel und ein Ei, das kriegt ihr unter 10 Euro. Hat sich mittlerweile 8 Millionen Mal verkauft, haben sie jetzt gepostet. Ist ein Spiel aus 2018, ist super krass. Und super geil, mit einem so intensiven Kampfsystem. Also, ich kann euch absolut kein besseres Rollenspiel empfehlen. Wenn man von der Realistik her geht, sage ich sogar, ist das besser als ein Skyrim oder so. Ist einfach so.
But the advantage is also So of course, if you build a medieval city, a fantasy city, you can just build it exactly as you need, which is an advantage for you. You can create the buildings exactly as you need them in the game. If you have a real city like that, you have to work with real data. Oh, the shop is closed, unfortunately. I can't show you the
Ja, er sagt's auch gerade, ne?
shop.
Der Unterschied zwischen einer Fantasiestadt und einer reellen Stadt, ne?
It's really nice that the city of Kutna-Hora is actually working close together with us. Hi. Trying to when they found out that KCD2 will take place in Kutna-Hora.
Genau, Debbie. Mein Clip mit dem Gottesdienst, ja.
I don't know if you know, but KCD is kind of a big deal here.
Grüß dich, Bounty.
So, that's pretty cool.
Can you turn it around?
Yes, of course.
This is one of the
Wahnsinn.
example,
Es sieht so schön aus, ne?
you introduce them, you are building medieval
Und wie gesagt, die ganzen Städte wurden historisch nachempfunden, ne?
curvy streets. And for example, here we got even inside the team, a lot of impression was this is too wide. Why it's too wide, and straight, huge street. This is not feeling.
Oh, guck mal, die boxen sich.
But to the
Jawohl!
buildings on the street is
Einmal aufs Maul!
archaeological.
Der wollte bestimmt den anderen bescheißen gerade.
A lot of buildings it's not standing these days, but we know where the basements of those medieval houses were. So we use the map of those documented basements, which are and then on this layout we build a lot of.
Guck mal, wie sie alle kommen direkt. Ja, Schlägerei, Schlägerei!
Looking for the layout of the city itself.
They are fighting. We don't want to get involved. Excuse me. Let me go through, and we will continue with the quest and talk to Menhard here. Hello, because he wants us to wait in the pub of Charles IV. Is that the pub of Charles IV?
Yes.
Emperor Charles, which we can of course see by this picture. Oh yeah, I said that earlier. The game is the build is from August. Sorry. July, August. So of course there's a few visual bugs here, but as I said, absolutely don't worry. We put a lot of effort and hard energy to
You put your schmutzigen Hände.
smooth as possible.
Keineswegs.
I only said it so they'd get off our backs, you know.
Ich weiß. But you should have thought of something anderes.
Anderes.
Teufel, you made me a big shame. I will have to fix this for my good name.
Sorry. I just said the first thing that came into my mind.
Ja, aber do not do it again. Klar?
Klar.
Klar. Schön.
Auf jeden Fall, thank you for standing up for us and dealing with Friedusch. We appreciate
Das ist so schön. Ich find's so toll.
It is good we do not have to leave the town or pay any Geld to those fools.
Any Geld?
Eine Schande. A disgrace. Auf jeden Fall. It is not over yet with those Kuttenberger Fechter. We must somehow compete with them to preserve our honor and glory. It is not possible that a Meister such as I can be rejected and humiliated.
Richtig. Es muss Gerechtigkeit geben.
Listen, Menhard. Tell me what it's all about. You have some charter from King Wenceslas.
Ja.
Ich weiß nicht, die englische Stimme, wenn man die deutsche kennt von Heinrich, passt irgendwie nicht zu ihm, finde ich.
If he tells
Aber,
us briefly,
ne?
right, there's a lot of things we have to go through. Or do you want to? Nah.
Just the bare bones, please, so I know what I'm getting into.
Klar. I have a charter from King Wenzel to set up here and lead a Bruderschaft der Fechter. Aber the Kuttenbergers invited Meister Nikolaus aus Prague and set up their own Bruderschaft. And the Stadtrat confirmed it and rejected our right. Vielleicht because Sigismund is here and King Wenzel is captured. And also the Metzger Emmeram has much influence. That is why I muss mich duellieren with Nikolaus and the anderen. To defend my guten Ruf and mein Recht. Aber they have refused, made cowardly excuses and want to get rid of uns.
Ohne Scheiß.
Our right remains.
Der Typ, ne? Ich schwöre euch, wenn das Spiel raus ist, der wird das Ultra-Meme, glaube ich, werden.
Just walk away.
Der ist ja jetzt schon der Held des Spiels.
It's a shame to continue.
Menhard, ich habe dis Idee.
Das Idee?
We need a third man. Aber jetzt Schicksalsschmeiß upon us. And Heinrich is here.
Verstanden.
Heinrich will greifen Ass an der Arme. Ein einfacher...
Wir greifen Ass an der Arme.
We will beat them in their own game.
What's he saying?
We need your help, Heinrich. You will have to do a little theft for us. It is an easy job, keine Sorge.
Yeah, I mean, since we started the quest already, right?
Ich frage mich, wie sich das für die Engländer anhört, ne? Also oder für die Amerikaner oder so, die jetzt gerade zuschauen, ne? In dem Livestream. Wie hört sich das für die wohl an?
For myself as well.
All right. I have a feeling you're in the right. And besides, you served King Wenceslas.
Da kommen schon Fragen gerade. Welche Sprachen so verfügbar sein werden und so, fragt hier gerade jemand im Chat bei denen.
Secrets of die Kunst des Schwertes. I will make you a great Fechter. Arne, lass es uns hören.
Also, es ist einfach. You must into der Fechthalle einbrechen und ihr Gildenschwert stehlen and then hang it am Rathaus.
Ich denke, die verstehen very viel. Ja, ich glaube auch.
You must break into their sword-fighting hall and steal their Gildenschwert. Guild sword. They must not see you. You can recognize the sword sicher. It is surely a Meisterwerk. Then you must hang it on the Rathaus for alle Bürger to see. But no one must see you. Vielleicht it is best to go at night? Verstehst du?
Verstehst du? So this thing here.
Ich sag ja, der Typ ist Deutscher.
Skills, right? So,
der eine von den beiden, der mit dem Bart, der Blonde.
As I said, we have
der Developer, das ist ein Deutscher.
Henry right now. So we go for that one. Sometimes when you go through skill checks, it's not only the let's say hard skills like speech, intimidation, and so on, but also sometimes But it was in KCD1 already when you learned a few perks, for instance, then you could use them in speech as well.
I'm starting to understand your plan. The Kuttenberg swordsmen display their guild sword on the town hall to announce that they're accepting challenges, right? Except they would never do that themselves. So, we'll give them a little nudge. They won't be able to back down, and Menhard will get the duel he wants.
Exactly, Heinrich. I see you know a lot about Fechter traditions. That makes me happy.
All right, I'll steal their guild and shirt and hang it on the town hall. Klar.
Wunderbar. The main thing is they must not see you. And if anything goes wrong, do not kill anyone. That would spoil our plan.
Yeah, murder can make things awkward.
Gut. Agreed. When it is fertig, come and tell me.
Great comment. Random text. I love stealing. So, we got a quest. Our task is now to go and steal the sword, the ceremonial sword from the other sword fighting school. I saw a lot of questions about the PC specs in the chat and also about DRM. So let's talk seriously for a second, okay? Guys, get ready. So first of all, PC specs, okay? That is something that is always being made in the end of development, right? So first you create the game, put everything in there you can, and in the end you are trying extremely hard to get rid of the bugs and to optimize it on all the hardware possible. There's a minimum, there's a maximum, you know that of course. Right now, as I said, we are deep into optimizations and bug fixing. I'm extremely positive about the performance of the game and also about the state of the game if you're bothered with bugs or whatever. So we will tell you very soon. We are finishing it up right now. I can't tell you yet, but as you can see, this runs I think 80 frames per second right now, and I play on a decent PC of course, but it's maybe even 90. So that is pretty good, but I wouldn't be too worried of course. And now the other part is...
And I think people will be really surprised what kind of PC can run it.
Yes, absolutely. So don't worry.
Okay, also Sie sagen, man soll keine Angst haben wegen den PC-Settings, ne, oder wegen den Specs, die man braucht. Man wird überrascht sein, welche PCs das alles spielen können.
Tests and so on and so on and so on.
Also scheint es ja nicht so anspruchsvoll zu sein, wenn Sie das so sagen.
PC, also on consoles for the console players, so there's good news for everyone. Give us a tiny little bit more time, but I think by the end of the year we should be able to tell you exactly what you should.
Okay, also sie können momentan noch nicht mehr dazu sagen zu den Leistungen und so, weil sie halt noch in der Optimierung gerade drin sind und im Bugfixing und alles, aber in Kürze wird wohl veröffentlicht, wie es so mit den Leistungsdaten aussieht.
On testing and we will tell you soon. Okay, and now the other thing is, and let's give me a second here of your attention. So DRM, of course. So there's things floating here in the chat. There's things floating out in the internet. And many of those things are absolutely fake news. And you should be very careful with stuff you trust and see and take for bare coin. So I can tell you right now the exact situation. And the exact situation is that KCD2 will not have Denuvo in there or not have any DRM system at all. So we never confirmed it. There were some discussions, of course. There was some misalignment. There was some misinformation. But at the end of the day,
also kein DRM-System, okay.
At all. And with that, I would like you to close the case already. Stop texting under every post we do that Denuvo is in the game, because it's not. We never announced. We never said it will be there. As I said, bit of a misunderstanding. But as long, and that is something you should really remember. As long as Warhorse doesn't announce anything, it's not true. So we say the things once we say them, and once we say them, they are real and it's happening. That was with KCD2 the case, the announcement of KCD2. That will be with the specs, and that is, for instance, right now with the DRM. So let's bury that thing.
Das ist eine gute Aussage. Das ist wirklich eine gute Aussage, dass sie halt sagen so, hey Leute, ne, nur das, was wir sagen, ist wahr. Was andere sagen, ist nicht wahr. Außer wir verifizieren, dass das wahr ist, ne? Aber gibt anscheinend wieder sehr viele Dullis, die da draußen rumrennen und wieder Scheiße ins Internet posten und irgendwas behaupten, was überhaupt nicht so ist.
First of all, let's go in during the day. Let's try it at least.
One of the things you can see here is, as we spoke with the German guy, but as we go through the city, now you can see the architecture is a little bit different. That's because we are getting into the heavily German populated quarter. So this part of the city, a lot of the houses are built by Germans, and the architecture is a little bit different.
It's such a beautiful game, really. I mean, again, yes, I know I'm biased, but God damn it, that looks just amazing. And I'm really looking forward for when the game actually releases and you guys play it, and then you can visit the locations and go there and compare it to the game. Of course, as I said, as we said earlier, it is a tiny little bit different. Oh, I went wrong. I wanted to go through the front door first, show you the sword fighting school. You can visit the place. It will be a little bit difficult sometimes to recognize, but I think overall it's really cool.
Ich finde das super geil.
Yeah, no,
auch diese kleinen Gassen dazwischen und so, ne, wo man dann auch so richtig sieht, dass das alles nicht so befestigt ist, ne. Auch hier auf der Straße, weil der Matsch und sowas, ne. Der kleine Markt hier. Und da rennen überall Leute rum. Überall sind Leute und machen da ihr Zeug, ne, und gehen ihrem Alltag nach. Das fand ich auch so cool im ersten Teil. Wenn es dunkel wurde, musstest du mit einer Fackel draußen rumlaufen. Wenn du ohne Fackel rumgelaufen bist, also man dich nicht gesehen hat, dann kann das eine Strafe geben, weil du da so rumlungerst, ne? Und es ja dunkel ist und dich sieht ja keiner, ne?
In the inside of Gutenberg, they of course, since they had the central bank here, they needed to have some garrison, some.
It's actually not like that. It's more like the palace.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Like the nobleman's, and it's also this part of the city on the edge, on the top of the river bank. You can see here in this area. It's mostly like the palaces of nobility. The richest of the rich built those small castles for themselves in the city.
Show me what you've got on you. Who? You?
Was will er denn?
Sure,
go ahead and search me. I've got nothing to hide.
Ah, das haben die, ich weiß nicht, warum das so ist, das haben sie im ersten Teil auch dauernd mit mir gemacht, haben mich immer angehalten, haben gesagt, ich muss dich einmal durchsuchen, dann lässt sich halt durchsuchen, wenn du was Geklautes dabei hast, war kacke, dann kommst du in den Knast, aber wenn nicht, dann war alles gut, aber das haben sie voll oft mit mir gemacht in der Stadt, warum auch immer, ich habe keine Ahnung, ich habe nie was geklaut, wurde auch nie erwischt, aber sie kamen immer an und wollten mich durchsuchen. Vielleicht sieht Heinrich nicht so vertrauenswürdig aus.
For those Czech people among you, you might know what's here in front of us.
Boah, ist das geil.
Boah,
das sieht ja so wahnsinnig schön aus, ne?
Today is something like the, yeah, let's say
Wahnsinn.
like the, how would you call it? Like the city's monument, kinda. It's a huge church, very beautiful. We shot our announcement video in there, but as you can see in the game, it's just being built at the moment, and we have this wonderful view here.
Oh, den will ich gar nicht. Ja.
Nice little guy walking with his thingy there. It's a all the smoke is coming from the mines, and of course it's a silver mining town. So expect an upper world kinda, and also a mining underground, which we don't want to spoil too much about it, but you can use it for your advantage, maybe for stealing. Be careful. God is punishing us first. Oh, there you go. For stealing or
hat Angst gehabt, die schütten was auf ihn runter?
Right.
Das war doch, glaube ich, das war so eine Vorrichtung, wodurch man Pech auf Gegner geschüttet hat, glaube ich.
Nothing is like brush painted, and that is very nice. Anyway, the dude who was actually looking for us or checking us out is one of the guards here, but we have to go down here because this is the sword fighting school. And that's the sword fighting school.
Okay, das ist die Schwertkampfschule. Aha.
Infiltrate. Aha. Look at that. He's actually a colleague. He's from the cutscene department. So some of the faces.
Welcome. What can I do for you?
I want to sword fight. No, I don't. I want to steal your sword, but I can't tell you. So advantage of daylight. We can go in and it will be all fine. It's not disallowed to be in here, so it's not a crime. If we go, but the inside here is the sword that we are trying to steal. But the disadvantage to go in during day is that, of course, all of them will be on their toes and they will see us if we will be trying to steal something. On the plus side is that all the doors are open, so when going in there, see,
das macht
already, and we see the bunny on the top.
Ja.
Also a new icon from the game, so when the bunny is there, it's something like it gives you a status of what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
To be bunny tells us to F off, so we are effing off right now.
Okay, wenn dieser Hase da oben angezeigt wird, dann heißt das, wir sollen uns verziehen oder wir sollen weggehen. Jetzt muss er versuchen, da reinzukommen und dieses Schwert zu klauen. Und das ist natürlich nicht so einfach, ne?
Kick me out the moment they feel like I shouldn't be there anymore. Wrong button, there you go.
Genau, das ist das Wartesystem, auch sehr, sehr stark. Jetzt wartet er. Und da seht ihr jetzt auch zum Beispiel, ne, wie viele Stunden ihr wartet und was dabei runtergeht. Also zum Beispiel geht jetzt gerade einmal sein Komfort, ne? Also dieses Bett steht für Komfort immer. Und für die Ausgeruhtheit und die Keule natürlich fürs Essen. Ne?
The cool thing is that if you time skip to the night, then you will automatically equip a torch, so you don't get caught by the guard while.
Genau, du darfst nicht ohne Torch, also ohne deine Fackel rumlaufen, sonst kommen die Wachen und sagen, hör mal hier, du, mach eine Fackel an, sonst gibt's eine auf der Nase. Du könntest ja auch ein Verbrecher sein, ne? Der versucht im Dunkeln irgendwo reinzukommen und sich Zutritt zu verschaffen. Deswegen macht das schon Sinn, dass du mit einer Fackel rumlaufen sollst, dass dich auch jeder sieht. Dass auch jeder weiß, ey, guck mal, da vorne rennt einer rum.
Closest work. We have the in-house historian, of course, but she's working with the others, but you are working with most of the historical data. Can you say something about that?
What do you want to hear? Like there is, it's like you are saying, and it's one of the tough part for some people who are coming into the company when they are really skilled draftsmen or can paint really nicely, but then we ask them to really dig deep. Fortunately, you would do even the fantasy game. The approach would be similar. You do some research. The kind of thinking about the stuff is, if you are doing it well, you do it similar as we do. It's not a huge difference, but we are kind of bound much more to respect what we learn and like don't change the stuff just because we think it's looking cool. Yeah, that's the biggest challenge. Like, you are not always allowed to.
Das ist sehr cool gemacht, ne? Mit der Fackel so. Ich meine, eine Fackel wirft ja jetzt auch nicht so viel Licht, ne? Also du siehst halt teilweise echt nichts, ne? So, die Fackel wirft halt nicht so einen riesengroßen Lichtkreis.
And that is very often I'm being asked, like, if realism isn't.
Und wenn dunkel, dann dunkel.
But you need to understand that we are not killing fun gameplay in order to make something super realistic but super boring or tedious or something. The point is that the realism part is something like the vessel or the toolbox or the techniques we are using, the story we are telling, the way how we write the dialogues, how we think about questing and so on. So that is not the issue. However, sometimes, mostly due to technical reasons, we have to bend reality a tiny little bit, and that is sometimes, for instance, that armor maybe is not maybe it's 100 years older or younger or whatever, and sometimes we say, hey, listen, it just fits so well into the setting we need it, or the streets of Kuttenberg aren't always exactly how they are in real life, because sometimes you just need that little twist and turns for the draw distances and so on.
But there are two things. First, with the armors, we are really trying to keep them as close as possible. So it's usually just the decision we are doing. For example, with one you can get with pre-order. We wanted to make kind of vintage armor, something like you get this luxurious vintage car. So this is vintage.
Neues Schlossknacksystem, okay. Na gut, so neu ist es gar nicht. Ist immer noch dasselbe. Genau, aber es ist jetzt mal mehr, okay, es ist besser gekennzeichnet. Also ihr müsst halt diese Kugel bewegen, bis sie halt diesen Rand hat. Das war sonst nicht so. Sonst musstet ihr die Kugel bewegen, bis sie Gold wird. Sie war Silber. Und dann müsst ihr sie an dieser Stelle halten, aber gleichzeitig das Schloss drehen und sie immer an dieser Stelle halten. Und das ist übelst schwer. Vor allem mit Controller. Ich glaube mit PC geht das ziemlich easy, glaube ich, die da zu halten, aber mit Controller ist das so schwer teilweise. Hat das jetzt? Und jetzt, was macht er jetzt? Geht er jetzt nochmal rein? Hat er jetzt gewartet? Ja, du kannst ja deine Skills dafür verbessern, Debbie.
Not forgiving ourselves to split. So, yeah.
Was war jetzt da? War der noch nicht am Schlafen oder was?
With the streets, yeah, we are usually trying to find some other way, something which would make sense. So maybe it's not 100% like we don't know how it was, for example, but we always look for how it could be. We have maybe something similar.
Okay, jetzt hat er es gemobst. Aber er musste jetzt mal. Aber da steht doch einer. Sieht der den nicht?
That's a good point, because some of the stuff is destroyed already.
Da steht doch einer rum, der hat ihn nicht gesehen.
So many things we can check out here in Czech Republic.
Was übrigens auch ist, wenn ihr irgendwo einbrecht und ihr habt eine fette Rüstung an, dann macht diese Rüstung Geräusche. Das heißt, ihr könnt nicht so lautlos da durchschleichen, wie ihr wollt. Ihr müsst vorher schwere Rüstungsteile und sowas alles mit Metall ablegen, damit ihr leiser schleichen könnt. Das ist auch richtig cool gemacht, muss ich sagen. Das ist auch sehr, sehr cool. Das ist Johannes, der blinde Dude.
Okay.
Also dafür, ne, dass das eine kleine Sidequest ist, ne, geht die ganz schön lang. Aber das finde ich schon wieder geil, ne, dass eine kleine Sidequest ist und die geht so lang. Ich will gar nicht wissen, wie groß die anderen Quests sind. Schon wieder richtig Bock drauf, muss ich sagen. Maxwell, grüß dich.
What is important though is, and that is I think really cool, quests play, and this was already part of KCD1, but we cranked up the volume again here for the second game. Quests do play different according to decisions and things you do in the game, in the questing. So I will tell you later about what would happen if they will caught us, if they would caught us, or if we would lose in the beginning against Menhard. But here's a very interesting church. Can you tell us why it has only one tower? Because it still has one tower today.
Yeah, you can see it's been built in that time, so you can see there's all around.
Ah, die wird gerade erst gebaut, die Kirche. Okay. Hallo Kira.
You already kind of mentioned the reason.
Okay, deswegen natürlich auch da oben das Gerüst drauf und so. Das heißt, in diesem...
Not really, it was dangerous to finish the tower, so when they found out, they just decided to not continue. So it looks almost the same today.
I feel like there's a pattern there. The Sazava monastery was never finished. This church is never finished.
Er hat jetzt gesagt, it looks still like the same.
Ja.
Ich habe es jetzt nicht ganz verstanden, ob die Kirche dann mit der Zeit fertig gebaut wird, was natürlich cool wäre.
Do you know why
Hallo Jürgen, mein Lieber, grüß dich.
has a battlement up there? Do you know it? No. I know. So the reason why they have a battlement is it's something like a local speaker in a way. So if you want to spread a message really quickly in medieval times, you can either send the guards.
Wir schauen uns gerade den Livestream an für den von Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 und zwei der Entwickler zeigen uns gerade ein bisschen die Stadt Kuttenberg und eine kleine Sidequest.
Church here. And then shout it down like, hey, fire or attack or whatever. So the battlement is not for protection, like to fight there, but it's just really just to be able to stand there and shout downwards. Show the inventory, please.
Ich finde das auch richtig geil, wenn er so läuft, ne, durch den Matsch und man hört richtig dieses...
You want me to change the hat?
Yeah,
Okay. So now Henry's brown-haired again.
Okay, die haben es vorhin schon gesagt, es gibt einen Bug irgendwie mit der Mütze, die Henry aufhatte, oder Heinrich, dass er blonde Haare hatte, aber eigentlich hat er braune Haare. Jetzt haben sie ihm die Mütze abgenommen, damit man sieht, dass er doch braune Haare hat.
It has everything you need. The crafting is there.
Auch dieses, ich finde das so geil, ne? Also das haben sie so schön auch gemacht, ne? Wenn ich mich an das alte Interface erinnere und so, ne? Ist das neue richtig schön geworden.
Weapon skill tree kinda, so polearms are a thing in the game. Unarmed is a skill in the game. You can, for instance, if you have no weapon in your hands, you can try to unarm or disarm.
Ja, der erste Teil war grandios. Ist er immer noch.
The different skills, of course. Here you go, survival, thievery, all the good stuff. And the missile weapons, the marksmanship, and so on. All the good things. Combos are in there, and everything you like. Kuttenberg, people of the forest.
And there was the question in the chat about the polearms, and you can have them in the inventory and just carry them around and use them as regular weapons.
Which is something a lot of people wanted. You can craft stuff. You can have the codex as well, as always. So as I said, there's a lot of cool things. Again, this is from August, so this is not final quality, of course. We will expand on a lot of things.
Ach so, das ist eine Version aus dem August, die sie jetzt gerade zeigen.
First touch.
Okay, dann sind sie natürlich noch viel weiter als das jetzt. Und das sieht ja schon gut aus, ne? Also das sieht ja jetzt schon krass aus.
Little pictures here. Are they still existing, or did you come up with your own ideas, or how does that work?
Some of them are being found around different cities in Bohemia, so they are maybe not this one.
Ja, da haben wir auch gerade drüber gesprochen, Kira, dass das Schlossknackensystem sehr herausfordernd sein kann.
Lot of mentions of them, and there is also some interesting stories about them, like this guy during the Hussite Wars. Those different factions.
Ja, die Recherche ist sehr krass. Auch einfach diese Städte halt, ne, so wirklich historisch getreu nachzubauen und so, ne.
Warlord on the wall, and then got really like problem in the city council and needed to remove it later. So it was really like popular even to stay like political statement or something. You just put it your favorite site on the wall.
There was also something like medieval graffiti, right? Well, let's not talk too much about it, but let's just say that medieval graffiti will also
medieval graffiti. Geil.
I also like a lot the coat of arms here and the statues. It's such a common people are saying that everyone in the Middle Ages had black teeth and everything is gray and dark and ugly and I don't know.
Du beschwerst dich, Kira. Was meinst du, wie scheiße für uns das auf Konsole ist mit Controller?
Peaceful times
mit PC ist das noch einfach.
Was quite different. Of course, if people were wealthy, of course they wanted to show off. Of course they had nice clothes. Of course they wanted to show what they have and brag if they could and so on. So,
achso, du machst es auf Xbox, ja dann.
Yeah.
Dann weiß ich, warum du graue Haare bekommst.
Because so KCD has the Kutnahora has how many markets? 4, 5. There's a horse market, there's a coal market, vegetable market, weapons market, and so on and so on. They all are on different locations and of course selling different stuff, which is also a historical fact because of course they didn't want to have the animals right next to the vegetables and so on, and the coal is dirty, so it creates a lot of fuzz and so on. So it's quite cool, and I like these houses a lot here. It looks like an organ or something. Nice. All the shields. Heater shield.
Das ist auch cool gemacht. Dieses neue Anzeigensystem, wenn du irgendwo drauf gehst, ne? Dieses Cursor-System.
Anyway. Let's go back to our quest. So,
ja, ich weiß, Kira, muss mir nicht erzählen, das weiß ich. Das ist unumstritten.
And now he wants us to hang the sword on the council hall.
Alle, die was anderes sagen, lügen.
Here, and as a matter of fact, if you today go to Kutnahora, you will not find this building because it was completely destroyed. And as a fun fact, they don't know more or less, well, they don't know how it looked like. Or they have some ideas, but they don't have facts. What they know is that there was an astronomical clock.
Ach, genau, Debbie. Weil ich eine Glatze habe und keine grauen Haare bekommen kann, ne? Aber hier die ganzen grauen Haare, die hast du vergessen. Die hast du vergessen, wa? Ich bekomme dafür graue Haare im Bart.
So let's hang the sword of the Kuttenberg guys here.
Jetzt hängt er einfach dieses Schwert dahin?
Return to Menhard. So yeah, as Victor mentioned earlier, when there's no precise proof on how things could have looked like or how they look like, then we are trying to get our best, most educated guess, or at least to make it as plausible as possible. Okay, let's go back to.
Aber Kira, du hast schon so viel verpasst. Also, wir sind ja jetzt schon eine Stunde drin hier.
Is there going to be check synchronization? Yes, but I won't show it today. I will show it later this month on another occasion. Brno Orloj DLC, okay. Best game ever. Absolutely, thank you. All the children are absolutely in school. You know, the thing with children is it's, again, mostly a technical reason. So if you have children, not only do you have different, again, more clothes, more items, more animations, and so on, are you able to fight them? Are they running away? It will get a problem with age rating, and so on. So there's so many things connected to having children in the game that it's unfortunately a very popular RPG decision to not have any of those in the game.
Or maybe a punt. What do you want a boat for?
So let's go.
Geht jetzt wieder zu dem Typen?
Where's Menhard?
Oh, bitte geht er wieder zu diesem Typen, Alter, mit seinem Denglisch.
Menhard is probably in the pub somewhere inside. Or is he not? Let me see. Oh, he's outside the street.
Ja, es sieht sehr toll aus.
Or is he...
Wo ist er denn, der Typ?
Oh,
ja hier irgendwo sein.
Here he is.
Hä? Hat er nichts mehr an?
You, sir, lost your clothes, but it doesn't matter. Because the sword is on the town hall.
The sword is at the town hall.
Wunderbar, Heinrich. Let's go right now. It will not take long before the Gutenbergers hear of this.
Sure, I'll go with you.
Natürlich. Just do not forget to pretend you are surprised.
Vergiss nicht so zu tun, als du überrascht bist.
No. We can't take it back now. We'd look like fools.
Na,
Was haben wir denn hier?
Wieso hat er nichts mehr an?
See, the Kuttenberg Bruderschaft has made a challenge to combat. So, I see you have
Ah, jetzt hat er wieder was an.
courage to face us.
Magic, ja echt.
There's no need.
Da haben wir schon mal einen Bug. Haben sie direkt einen Bug gefunden.
Made our
Aber gut, die Version soll ja aus August sein, sagte er.
Wunderbar.
Wahrscheinlich ist der schon behoben.
Das freut uns.
Genau. We accept your challenge.
Well, since we've arrived at this point, listen up. It's time to put an end to this bickering. Besides, it will
Oh, jetzt gibt's Keilerei oder was?
the best of the sword-fighting masters takes charge here. So, whoever emerges as the victor of your tournament shall win the right to lead the sword-fighting brothership here. That will bring a just close to this whole affair.
Bei allen Heiligen, you have decided wisely, Friedusch. It will be seen that it is we who were right from the start.
No way.
Warum redet ihr jetzt nicht mehr so denglisch?
We set up the sword fighting brotherhood. Stay
Das war das Lustige an der Quest.
Nah, we will not doubt the council, of
Menhard has
course.
a charter from the king. He's entitled to defend his right in combat.
You keep your mouth shut, you thief.
Oh, 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 oh. Das fand er nicht lustig.
friend. It's not such a big deal, is it? We'll compete honestly against these Germans, and then we'll finally have peace from them.
All right, Nicholas. Let's show them Deutschers how we sword fight here. Because we ain't afraid of no one. You want combat? You'll get it. 3 members of our brotherhood will fight with 3 of yours. Each will have a bout with all 3 opponents, and we'll see who wins the most.
Du Schwindler! You know there are only 2 of us.
I agree with Emiram's proposal.
Kein
Ja,
Problem.
dann nehmen sie bestimmt Heinrich.
We also have one promising student, nicht wahr?
Oh nee, jetzt wird Heinrich da einfach
I would
reingezogen.
like to ask you guys, but because there's a tiny little bit delay and most of the questions are timed, as you can see, I can't wait for the responses, but
Richtig.
I'll help
Fight on
Menhard.
Menhard's side.
Richtig, richtig, sagt er, richtig.
Just what you'd
Richtig.
expect. Maynard making pacts with
Richtig.
fucking thieves.
Was sagst
Excuse me?
Just that. Your little sticky-fingered Heinrich broke into our sword-fighting hall.
Now that's nothing but dirty slander. I never stole anything, you liar.
Pah!
Ja, ja, klar. Heinrich es spielt ja ein paar Jahre jetzt danach, ne?
Which is more
Und
than
so, Heinrich ist erwachsen geworden, ja?
You're telling the truth, Emiram. I heard about it too. Nevertheless, the duels will go ahead with longswords. But because Henry committed a dishonorable deed against the Gutenberg Brotherhood, they shall be allowed an advantage. The Gutenbergers may fight in halberds and steel helmets, and the Germans will face them only in gambesons.
Es ist nicht gut, Menhard.
Genau, Kira, jetzt gehen Debbys Wünsche in Erfüllung. Ihr Heinrich ist endlich erwachsen.
Serve it. Keine
Ihr
Sorge,
Heinrich ist endlich ein
wir
Mann.
können es schaffen. Agreed.
Da wird Debbie ganz wuschig.
Komm, Heinrich. We must prepare for the Fechten.
We must prepare for the Fechten.
So,
So,
Schön.
Heinrich, we will engage with these Kuttenbergers. Endlich!
Endlich!
You arranged it for us. Aber schade that they have seen you doing it.
I'm sorry, Menhard.
Aber schade.
I did what I could. Is it going to make things difficult for you?
Yes. The Kuttenbergers will have light armor, but we must manage it. I am more disappointed that they will now know of our kleine Deceit. Aber nichts. We can only restore our good name by victory in combat.
You can count on me, Menhard. It will be an honor to fight by your side and enforce the will of our King Wenceslas.
Genau, Heinrich.
Genau.
First, we must make you one of us and accept you into our Bruderschaft.
Into our Bruderschaft. Jawohl!
A problem?
Nein, nein. You must only take an oath and undergo a test. We cannot just take everyone. That is our Regel. You must
Das ist our Regel.
skill with a Schwert, and that you will not bring us shame in the Gefecht. So we know
Insegefecht.
lose your life.
Jawohl!
Surely that's not necessary. After all, I defeated you the first time we met, remember?
Na ja, you are right. Herrgott, You must have been sehr glücklich.
Ja.
Fought well. Yes. And you showed that you have some skill. So, we can receive you into our Bruderschaft sofort.
Sofort.
Menhard, I'd like to join your brotherhood.
Oh, das ist zu schön.
Let's go somewhere more geeignet, so it has some...
More geeignet.
Each new member must pay for acceptance. But in your case, since you have helped us, I will relieve you of that obligation.
Danke, Menhard.
And now, the oath. Arne will be the witness.
I will be honored.
Kneel, Heinrich. Hör gut zu. Do you solemnly swear that you shall act honorably and justly, and that you shall not bring shame upon your name or mine, or bring disgrace to the sword-fighting Bruderschaft, that you shall defend and adorn the reputation of the Bruderschaft and its rules, and that you shall heed my word in these matters, that you shall diligently train in the art of the Langschwert and not allow yourself to be shamed in combat.
The Art of the Langschwert, auch schön.
Act for the greater glory of our Bruderschaft and our martial art. Place your hand on this sword and swear.
Okay, now we can choose. Do we swear by the king, by the father, the blacksmith, or all the saints? 1, 2.
Ja, Davy, du hättest auch gern sein Langschwert. Ich verstehe das schon.
King. By swear by father, the blacksmith.
By the memory of my parents, and by the soul of my dear departed father, Martin, blacksmith and sword fighter, I do so swear.
Stand as one of us. Heinrich, I hereby name you my student in the art of sword fighting.
All honor to you, Heinrich. It is good that you have come among us.
And now listen to your first lesson and always remember this principle. It is not important to strike, but to strike and wound.
I'll remember that, Menhard.
Gut, Heinrich. I shall make a great fechter out of you one day. Let me know when you are ready. We will get to work and cross swords with the Kuttenbergers.
Ja!
Actually, I'm an idiot because when I was showing you how, the way how they found us was when I was trying to get there during day. Can you remember I was showing you the bunny thing? So I'm an idiot. If I wouldn't have done that, they wouldn't have seen us. But on the other hand, it shows you that, as I said earlier, quests do play differently according to what you do. So now, since they know that it was us who stole the sword, stupid me trying to show you the bunny icon, then they get the advantage of fighting in plate armor. If they wouldn't have found out, they would be too embarrassed to actually admit it, and they would be fighting. We would both be fighting in light armor. So I think that's quite cool. And if we are being searched by the guards, then they would take the sword from us.
Oh, richtig hier. Richtig Duell jetzt.
The Gutenberg Brotherhood, led by Master Nicholas.
The Gutenberg Brotherhood.
Glory to Kuttenberg! Kick those Germans' asses, Emmeram!
And the Frankfurt Brotherhood, led by Master Menhard.
It is an honor to be able to show off our skill in front of the whole Kuttenberg.
The reason for these duels is the dispute over the right to run the local sword-fighting hall and the associated brotherhood. The local brotherhood was founded by Emmeram the Butcher and his associates. What they did not know, though, was that King Wenceslas had tasked Master Menhard to do the same.
The king ain't here, Emmeram is! The Brotherhood belongs to the Kuttenbergers!
Kuttenberger. Kuttenberger ist auch geil. The Kuttenbergers.
The town council ruled it shall be decided through a duel. So, the matter shall be settled before the eyes of the council, as well as the burghers of Gutenberg and God Almighty.
The burghers of Gutenberg.
A wise decision by the council. Let the best master lead our brotherhood.
The duels will be fought with longswords. The Frankfurt Brotherhood will fight in light armor. However, the Gutenberg Brotherhood will be granted the advantage of the halberd, because Henry here present aggrieves them with dishonorable behavior.
Nicht nötig. Armor or not, we are the better fechters.
You got a lot of nerve for a young pup.
Enough of this. You will have the opportunity to face off soon enough.
Each dueler will face each on the opposing team, and whoever beats his opponent twice wins the duel. The Brotherhood whose members get more victories will be declared the overall winner.
Ihr gut Fechter.
All the necessary armor was lent to you from the town armory, and you must fight in it. If there is anything wrong with the armor, you can fix it with any of the repair tools you'll find in the armorer's tent. And in case someone gets seriously injured, the bathmaid will give them the care they need. Or Father Tobias will perform the necessary rites.
But I do not think it will come to that.
Now that everything has been made clear, swear before God. You will fight fairly, justly, and respect the
Wenn der weiter so viel redet, sind die eingeschlafen, bevor sie anfangen können zu kämpfen.
Das geloben wir im Namen des Vaters, des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes.
By God Almighty, we so swear.
All the requisites have been satisfied. Therefore, let us proceed to the first duel. Master Menhard,
For the Holy Ghost!
Menhard, the cobbler.
Okay, die machen Einzelkämpfe, oder was? Ah, machen die
Einzel? Now start the fight together. As I said again, don't worry the little bugs here and there. As I said, that's a build we are having from.
Okay, das ist gerade ein Bug, dass er jetzt außerhalb ist. Eigentlich müsste er da drin sein, oder was?
Most of the stuff is already fixed. It's just it was a very good stable one for streaming, so we use that one. Anyway, they are now fighting. As you know, most of all the NPCs are able to also fight. Obviously, we did a big change in the combat, so that not every enemy will be able to counter parry you and master strike you and so on.
Aha.
There should be bigger variety and so on, and everyone will do the.
Also er sagt gerade, nicht mehr jeder ist in der Lage, dich irgendwie zu kontern, auszukontern oder sonst was. Nicht jeder ist hier, so wie im ersten Teil, so ein krasser Kämpfer. Also nicht jeder ist die größte Bedrohung, ne?
Sweet Pancake, of course.
Ja, erstmal Pancakes, ja und ja, genau. Erstmal hier das fette Essen hier.
I will eat this.
Das war wirklich oft im ersten Teil, dass ihr teilweise so Bauern hattet, die echt krass waren, weil die euch übelst auskontern konnten und so. Und weil auch sehr viele dann immer gegen euch gekämpft haben. So, es haben sich dann viele mal eingemischt und das soll jetzt anscheinend dann nicht mehr so sein. Weil ihr alleine gegen mehrere zu kämpfen war nicht einfach. Überhaupt nicht. Also schon oft verreckt bei.
Villainy disrupted the court dispute, and I therefore ban you from participating. But because you've broken the law as one of Menhardt's duelists, your offenses also fall on him and his honor. I therefore declare the dispute settled in favor of the Gutenberg Brotherhood.
Was?
You, Henry, will be punished according to the law by the guard.
Well, I screwed up. I don't know how I screwed up, but I screwed up.
Ja. Er hat gerade die Quest irgendwie versaut. Er weiß zwar nicht warum, aber ja.
You've been accused of theft. You'll pay a fine, and if I don't find those things on you, you'll pay for them too.
Kann es sein, dass er das Essen nicht nehmen durfte?
Alright, I'll pay.
Kann es sein, dass er das Essen nicht nehmen durfte?
Have a look at what you've stolen. Show me the goods. And if I find anything else on you that doesn't belong to you, I'll confiscate that too.
Take a look then.
Good. You don't have anything else on you that doesn't belong to you.
Okay, er hat nichts.
An indulgence will suffice.
Aber warum
Be on your way.
Hä?
Funny.
Ja.
Okay, let me see. With maybe I have maybe that one. That one could be. Let's try Telemanhunt. Let's try this one.
Ja, aber irgendwas hat er gemacht, was auch immer.
Try this one. Maybe
Was auch immer er gemacht hat, er hat irgendwas gemacht, was nicht cool war.
Yeah, 1800 is really
Oder es ist ein Bug.
We need the cash.
Hauptsache sitzen erstmal die nackten Mädels
House you
rum.
wanted to see earlier, right? So it has something. Let's try.
Oh, das ist aber
Fast
spät.
forward.
Nein. Guck mal, wie...
See if we can this time win. Oh,
Nein, der macht doch jetzt
fair
nicht schon
and
wieder...
square, well, fair and square stealing without anyone noticing us. But it's life, and life things happen sometimes. Don't worry. As I said, very early build still.
Muss er jetzt wieder die...
These are really mine.
Muss er wieder dieses mit dem Stehlen jetzt machen?
Wie
Oh nee, dann sind wir aber an dem Teil raus jetzt, weil das schauen wir uns jetzt nicht nochmal an, aber wir haben einen geilen Eindruck auf jeden Fall bekommen von dem Video und auch von dem Spiel, was uns so erwarten wird. Ich finde es sehr, sehr geil. Deswegen, Leute, schreibt mir mal in die Kommentare auf YouTube, ob ihr euch auf das Spiel freut, ob ihr Bock auf das Spiel habt. Ich auf jeden Fall. An der Stelle sind wir hier aus dem Video auf jeden Fall raus. War auf jeden Fall sehr, sehr geil. Ein paar coole Eindrücke. Den Rest schauen wir uns auf jeden Fall jetzt nicht an. Deswegen auf YouTube, Dankeschön fürs Zuschauen. Mein Gott. Dankeschön fürs Zuschauen und ja, bis zum nächsten Video.